And in terms of like smell, so satisfying. Wait, I'm sure they had a shade called Half Baked in the other palette. Wait, let me just check. Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So today I am doing another Christmas related video. I know I said I'd try and save the Christmas ones until after Halloween, but I couldn't wait to film this one, and I wasn't actually too sure what else to film because I had this waiting for me and I just want to like get it tested so I can start using it day to day. But I purchased myself the Gingerbread Extra Spicy Too Faced palette. I had last year's gingerbread palette and I loved it, so I had to get the extra spicy one. I did also get the Christmas Cookie House Party palette, which I will link up there because that palette is gorgeous and I got it at such a good price. I think I got it at 15% off, I want to say, when Debenhams had a makeup sale. So I got it for £44 when it's normally £55, but for £44, like, I got so much in that package, so I was really happy with that one. So go and check that one out if you haven't already. But today I'm just going to be looking at the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, and I've got pretty high hopes for it because obviously last year's was really nice, so let's just get into it. So here it is, some very beautiful shades in here. Again, it is quite similar to the original, but I will get that one out in a sec and compare it side by side. I'll probably do like a close-up and like some swatches and stuff. But instantly, I really like this kind of like group of 6 over here. I think they make like a really nice everyday like bit of glam. And then obviously we've got like our warmer like Christmassy tones here. And then this one, Midnight Snack, looks really interesting. It's like, I think it's like a black shade but with like blue and green like glitter bits in it. But that one looks really nice. The only thing I would say is it kind of is like a little bit muted. Like the yellow I feel like could have been a bit brighter. But obviously it depends on what kind of looks you want to go for. And in terms of like smell, I don't think it really smells like gingerbread. I don't know. Like, it does smell really sweet, and it kind of smells like, I don't know if anyone's tried the like the Beanies coffee pumpkin spice instant coffee. I picked some up from Lidl's the other day and it smells like that, but like you don't want to drink it kind of thing. Like, I tried this coffee and it was such a disappointment. Like, it did not taste like pumpkin spice. I don't know what was going on with it, but this palette kind of smells like that. But like, for a palette it smells nice, but for like coffee it doesn't. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I do really like the look of this palette. I'm not sure what look to go for. I literally never know what to do. I do want to do something a bit different because I feel like all my eyeshadows have been quite similar lately. So I'll insert some close-ups and some like side-by-side comparisons of the two palettes and obviously some swatches, and then we will get on to the look. So these are the two palettes side by side. I thought I'd just quickly compare the packaging, and I think they're exactly the same size. Obviously this one's a bit of a darker brown, this one is a bit lighter, has like smaller swirls on, and obviously has the 2 gingerbread people rather than just the 1 gingerbread man. But the inside, I think it's difficult to do with one hand. So obviously my original one is quite messy because it did come damaged when I got it, but these are the two side by side. As you can see, they are quite similar. Like, I'm not complaining. I do love them both, but you can definitely see the similarities in it. I think if you wanted to like choose one, like obviously if you hadn't already bought this one and you're kind of deciding whether to go for the original or the new one, I don't know if the original is actually still available, but they are similar. Obviously this one's got more kind of like yellowy, like pinky shades, but then I really liked this palette because of this bright pink shade here, and then obviously they've got the orange there. But out of those two oranges, I do prefer the one in the new palette. I've just used that one and I really, really like it. I would say the shimmers in the original palette are a bit better. Like, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There would be one there, so 7. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's the same amount of shimmers. Obviously those pinks are quite similar. That one's more of like a powdery baby pink. Oh, those two are very similar actually. But I don't know. Obviously, there aren't like huge differences, but again, they're not exactly the same palette. I don't know which one I prefer yet. Obviously, I've only used the new one once, but I don't know. I'll have to use it a bit more and let you guys know. But if you have your own opinions, if you have a favourite, then let me know in the comments. So here are the swatches from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. Some really pretty shimmers in there, obviously. That's the black with green glitters in it. I don't know if you can see that, but that's really pretty. I did manage to get them all on my arm. Obviously the ones at the top there didn't swatch quite as well because I was doing it at an awkward angle, but some really pretty shades in here. I realised that while I was talking about the comparison that the Extra Spicy palette is actually like a sequel to the first palette, so they are probably going to look quite similar, but these are really pretty, although I have to say I was more excited by the last Too Faced palette I tested, which was the Christmas Cookie House Party one. So I'll link that in the top corner if you wanted to check that one out. But at the minute, that one is looking like a bit of a better palette. But I'm obviously still really excited about this one. I really like that gold shade there. That one's really catching my eye down the bottom. But yeah, they all swatched lovely. They were all nice and creamy, not chalky or anything at all. So I'm excited to get into it. Okay, so I've just zoomed the camera in so we can see what I'm doing on my eyelid. I have already got a full face of makeup on, including mascara, because I have already been out today, but I'm going to try and work around that. I really don't know what look to do with it. Like, there's so many different combinations, like, I go for. Like, we've got, let me see if I can get it in shot. Like, we've got like the pinks here, and then we've got this yellow and like peachy shades, but then we've got this like gingerbread shade, but then there's also some really nice like pinks over here. So I'm a bit conflicted about what kind of look to do. Okay, I think I've decided. Again, no clean brushes, so I'm gonna have to just work with what I've got. But basically, I'm gonna go into this nice like warm orange shade here called Extra Spicy. And I'm gonna put that in the outer corners of my eyes to begin with. I haven't taken the film off the mirror. Ah, so satisfying. Okay, so that blended really nicely, obviously really well like pigmented. I only went in like a little bit and it picked up like a lot of eyeshadow, and it's not like chalky or anything, it's just like a really nice, like obviously good quality eyeshadow. And that shade is almost the exact same colour as my lipstick, which I'm really liking at the moment. I'm very colour coordinated. So I think I'm then going to take this peachy orange shade called In a Pinch and then kind of blend that in with the gingerbread shade. So those two shades obviously blended together really nicely. I love using Too Faced palettes just because it makes me feel like I'm better at eyeshadow than I actually am. Like, they've just blended together so nicely, like, it looks good already, I think. This, I don't know what I've done here, but that is not the palette's fault, that is my fault. I don't know how I've managed to make it look like that, but I will sort it out later. And then I think to finish like the lid kind of look, I'm going to go in with the yellow shade called Butterscotch. Just got to find a brush for that. Okay, the only brush that already has yellow on it is like really big and fluffy, so I will probably end up making a mess of this. But I'm just dipping it into Butterscotch here. Okay, so that one's on, and I've kind of gone for like a sunset look by accident, but I think it looks really nice. It's like almost an autumn sunset because the oranges are more of like a burnt orange type of colour, but I really like how it looks at the minute. So I'm obviously going to cut my crease and go in with one or two of the shimmers. I'm thinking of using maybe two. I quite like the look of Candy Queen here and Half Baked there. Wait, I'm sure they had a shade called Half Baked in the other palette. Wait, let me just check. Okay, no, there isn't a shade in here called Half Baked. How weird. Did I just make that up? I don't know. I'm sure there is like an eyeshadow shade called Half Baked, but I don't know where I got that from. So I'm just going to quickly cut my crease off camera and then come back for the shimmer shades. So it's not the best cut crease I've ever done, but I tried. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to set. That's why my eyebrows are still raised. But I do want to use two. I think... Oh, it's creasing. I think I will use this like pinky, like champagne-y shade here called Lick the Spoon. I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh no, I did just... No, it's fine. I thought I like transferred it onto my like higher up. So I think I'm going to use this shade here like closer to the corner and then blend that out with this gold shade here called Candy Queen. So I am just going to use a brush to get into the corner because I can't get in the corner with my long nails, so I'm going to have to use a brush. Although I always say that shimmers work better with your finger. So that shade's on, and it's a very similar shade to like the concealer that's underneath, but it is very pretty. It's like a pinky peach shade and I really like that. So I'm just going to go in with my finger to the gold shade called Candy Queen and try and blend those ones together. So that shade's on and also looks really nice. It is a bit of a lighter shade than I expected it to be, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I still think it's a very pretty shimmer shade. So I'm just going to go back in to the first shade I used out on the edges and blend those back in with that shimmer shade. And I'm also just going to take that shade underneath my lower lash line. My eyelashes are kind of in the way. Okay, so that completes my eyeshadow look. I am just going to pop a bit more mascara on just to give my lashes a bit more volume, and I will be back with my final thoughts. So this is the completed look. I am very happy with it, very happy with how the palette performed. As you would expect a £39 palette to perform. I loved their last year's palette and I think I'm going to love this palette again. I really like the look I've got on my eye at the minute. I think it's not too in your face, it's very autumnal with that like dark kind of like burnt orange shade on the outside. I really like that, and it goes very well with the lipstick that is also part of their Christmas range. So I'm going to give this palette a 10 out of 10 just because I loved it. The shimmer shades I think are going to be amazing. I haven't swatched them yet, but I will swatch them and then put it on earlier in the video. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe because I will definitely be doing more Christmas themed videos obviously as the Christmas period comes along. There is another Too Faced product I want to try though, so I will probably try and get my hands on that and then also review that in a video. So keep your eye out for that one and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!